What came first?
Your mama.
What? The car or the oil?
Oh my gosh. Oh, the oil came first.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
What came first, the oil or the ground?
The ground.
What came first, the rock or the ground?
A rock or the ground?
Yeah.
There's like floating rocks in space, so I guess rocks. I don't know.
What came first, light or darkness?
Oh my gosh. You tell me. You tell me. I'm going to play your weird game.
I don't have an answer for you.
You don't have an answer. You just have more questions.
Yeah. Did you know we have a special guest today?
Who?
He's not from here.
Where is he from?
Cybertron.
Oh my. Oh yeah.
We have a special guest. He's right here.
I thought you were gonna leave him as his truck form so he can be incognito.
Optimus. Did you say Negro?
Yeah, I did say that.
Optimus Prime. I don't know if you have met him before, but that's him right there. He's a little shy, so he's not really gonna say much. But
he loves to protect the Earth.
yeah, for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, he's a little shy.
Humans are more than meets the eye. That's what he says.
Yeah, he's a liar. But anyway, welcome back to some nerd stuff deep dive edition, because that's what this podcast has turned into.
It's an ever changing. It's like water.
Water's not ever changing. Water. Always water.
No, not its state, but it's moving in different directions.
Anyway, you saw that Optimus.
Check. Do the check. Check your Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Okay, and we're good. Yeah. So welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Transformers, because there was a most recent Transformers movie, and we'll save our thoughts on it for when we get there. But we finally have now both seen the movie.
Yeah, it took a minute.
Someone took a month to finally watch the movie.
That's not fair. There's a lot of movies out right now.
Someone took a month to finally have seen the movie. So we can finally do this show. So welcome.
Welcome all. Welcome for clicking.
How's your guys' day going?
That's probably good.
No, that's cool. I'm glad. Thank you for watching. Spending a little bit of time with us today. Optimus says what's up, and that he's welcome to save the Earth whenever. He's welcome. That's just what he does, you know.
That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little low key depressed, to be honest, right now.
It's like he can't save his own planet, but he saves Earth.
You know, sometimes you can't just save your own planet.
It's kind of stupid if you ask me. But anyway, what's up? Why are you?
Because I've been off from work for a week, and it's been amazing. If I had enough money, I would just live my life and I would just enjoy it. That's what that tells me.
No one feels bad for you. You know why?
Why?
Because the key word in that sentence was the first part.
What? Paid vacation?
You were off for a week. Yeah. And now you just...
And now I have to go back, and it's just like, this sucks. But we're going to have some fun. This is the last thing I'm going to do on my way out before I have to go back.
Yeah. Talking into a microphone.
Yeah. So, you know, that's our normal state of life now.
Your head's so big, you kind of look like light-skinned Kanye West.
I'll take that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a big head. I
saw from this angle.
There's nothing I can do about it. I do have a large head.
If you didn't have the mustache and the glasses, you kind of look like
my
Kanye.
General look. I would look a little more like Kanye.
East. You just don't got them big ass cheeks.
If I broke my jaw, maybe like he did.
Crazy. Anyway, let's get started.
Let's do it.
So like I said, this is the Transformer special. This guy, he's special.
This podcast is also more than it meets the eye.
Anyway.
I'm going to use that. No, I'm going to keep using that. That's the last time. That's the catchphrase, and we're going to continue.
Next time I'm walking out. You remember the last time I walked out?
I'll talk. Well, you won't like what I say about all the Transformer movies if you're out of here.
Don't care.
I will be. They will just get my opinion and not your clouded judgment.
I don't have clouded judgment, and you should be being honest as well.
I am going to be honest.
Estupidio.
Some will say brutally honest.
That's fine. Anyway, so for this thing, we will not be talking about any of the animated stuff.
Yeah, that's too much.
from the 60s. Because
It's
why
the
would we ever
80s,
do
not the
that?
60s.
Same thing.
No, it's not. That's a way different. The 60s and the 80s are way different, but go ahead.
Yeah, the 80s was still 43 years ago. Ain't no one care about that.
That's fine, but it's
Ain't no one
different
care about 40
than
years
the
ago.
60s.
40 years ago? That's crazy. Anyway, so we won't be talking about those. We won't be talking about any of the animated things that were for kids. So that's like Transformers Prime, animated Transformers,
The Netflix
Transformers
special stuff.
No, the Netflix specials definitely weren't for kids.
But
we won't be talking about that. That's not the
have
point.
that.
We won't be talking about Beast Wars, anything like that. Just the Bayverse, and then these most recent movies.
Is there a thing that they're dubbing them?
Not these ones, no.
Not yet. There's only two, so
it's the Bayverse, which when people say the Bayverse, it's the first three.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the Mark Wahlberg universe.
Oh yeah.
And that's the two Mark Wahlberg movies. And then we don't know what to do about these yet.
The new ones. They're just the new ones.
Yeah. Because we don't. Nobody's been directed about what they are.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a reboot, if they're prequels, because both have been before in the timeline.
Well, we'll get into it because I feel like they state some of their differences.
Okay. Well, let's go back to where this all started.
We're gonna do the order that they came out, not the order that they happen in.
Put your seatbelt on. Because we're hopping.
How many seatbelts do you have?
2. It's like a bus.
What kind of bus do you ride with a seatbelt on it?
This is a time machine. I'm not gonna not be strapped down.
Okay. I can't fly out and be lost in time.
Exactly. No thanks. So I'm strapped in. All right, so we're on the time machine.
Mm-hmm.
Whee! Close your eyes. This is important. Okay. 2007.
Whoa, that was fast.
It's a fast machine. What can I say? I'm a great inventor.
2007 was a great year. That's great. That's the year I graduated high school.
No. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, 2007 was also the year that Transformers came out.
It was pretty great.
I don't remember it, but I've watched it since then.
That first one?
Yeah.
That's like when CG was like, it felt like it was getting really good, even though like it wasn't, but it felt like it was.
The best actor in that movie was Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah. R.I.P.
Right,
R.I.P. to a legend.
But he was great in that movie. You know, if I had a rock, I'll bust your head open. Whatever the exact line is, I don't know. Don't kill me for it. But he was great in that scene. And then
we got this is the beginning of young Shia LaBeouf before he became crazy Shia LaBeouf.
Yes, this is before young Shia LaBeouf. That's like Disney Channel days.
Oh yeah. So this is mid.
This is adult.
This is adult mid.
Right.
And then we also
Megan Fox is in here.
Yeah, sexually harassed Megan Fox.
Yeah. Michael Bay was putting up.
Yeah, questionable Michael Bay.
Putting up numbers with that one right there.
Do you know when they worked together first?
Mm-mm.
She was in the Bad Boys sequel as I think they put her in a club and she was too young. She was like 16. And they're like, well, she can't be like in a club. So they put her on a table half naked dancing at 16.
Wouldn't that defeat the whole purpose of them saying that she can't?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because she couldn't be drinking. So they put her on a table dancing. That's not like 16.
Michael Bay. Okay.
Questionable.
Didn't need to hear that information. Okay, let's talk about the bad from the first movie first.
The bad.
I gotta say, rewatching it, I don't think it was paced very well.
I like when it came out. I feel like it's on par for when it came out for like the movies that came out. Just especially because they were like so excited about this kind of like technology, the CGI that they're using. So like there's like long sequences of transforming, and then like there'll be like some action, and then it cuts to a lot of comedy because I guess they didn't know how to balance. They didn't want to make like a regular action movie, I guess.
The thing about it is like you get these scenes where it's like Transformers, right? And then it'll be like whatever they're doing, stuff like that. And then we'll get a whole 17 minutes of humans and not even just humans doing things, poorly paced humans.
Yeah.
Like the whole sequence of Sam taking a test and going to the car dealership and then going from the car dealership, getting the car, going to the party, meeting Megan,
Yeah.
the car doing weird car things.
Yeah.
We go through the whole thing until we get that fight with Barricade, like half an hour in movie time later.
Yeah.
And then we go from that scene to like the scene with the guy eating the donuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's another scene that's just like drags and drags and drags. And then we get the thing with the little CD player robot.
Oh yeah.
And we get that scene.
I think they just
go into the Hoover Dam.
They just didn't
and we
know
get
how
that human
to.
scene. And
They
it's
just
like,
didn't know how to
ugh.
smash the things together, like the CGI with the humans yet. It was really rough then, for sure. Like, and this, this is the beginning of there's a thing on Earth,
Yeah.
which is like it happens in every Transformers movie because, like, for some reason there's only two planets in this vast universe: Cybertron and Earth.
Yes. And this is the one, unsurprisingly, because it was the first one, where it kind of made the most sense.
Yeah, because they weren't building on anything yet.
Yeah, it's
so
like
it was like, okay, we got it.
It's like, okay, Megatron was here, and he froze over the course of time. Okay, I'm tracking so far,
Okay.
especially for where he was at. Sam's grandpa, who's important later on in the movies.
Yeah. He's really important.
Important later on in the movies. Discovers him and gets the thing burned into his glasses.
Yeah, the coordinates to not the Allspark, the cube.
Yeah, and he gets those burned into his glasses, and then you fast forward, the humans discover the cube, and they keep it in the Hoover Dam because that's the only way they can keep the energy.
Yeah,
And it's still like, okay, that still makes sense.
yeah. This is the beginning seeds of mixing human history with
Right.
Cybertronian technology.
And that's it. Like, oh, it's here,
Yeah,
and oh, now the Decepticons are awake, so they're gonna come for it.
and so do we know at this point Cybertron is destroyed in this movie, or not in this movie, but as of this movie, there is no Cybertron. They're gone. They've been in war. The Decepticons and Autobots. The war is on Earth now, and they're looking for
No, there's still
artifacts.
Cybertron still exists. It's like dying or dead.
dying and or
like,
dead.
yeah, it's like they don't know if there's anything to go back to, but they want to go back at some point. They still trying to fight for their home. Blah blah blah. Right? Because the first two movies, they're about getting Energon to Cybertron.
Mm-hmm.
So Megatron is like, if I can get the spark, I can revive Cybertron, and then we'll get to the plot of the second movie.
The conflict is because Optimus doesn't want to destroy something to rebuild. That's like where because Optimus. I don't think Optimus doesn't want Cybertron to come back.
Yeah, Optimus just doesn't want Megatron to have the Allspark
Oh, okay.
because that gives him too much power. And Megatron, if he gets all that power,
It's never good.
what's he gonna do with it? Right. So that's Optimus.
He's gonna kill.
And then Megatron just wipes the floor with Optimus for about 19 minutes, and then Sam puts the Allspark in
his
Megatron's
chest.
chest, and he passes away.
And accidentally, secretly, a spark or a piece of the Allspark lands in his clothes or whatever BS. I forget how they do it, and so the Allspark continues to live. What happened? Oh, is he making a spot for himself? No, it's Pod Dog. He's fine back there. You're not gonna really be rolling.
No, he was just scratching against the carpet.
No, that's when he's trying to find a spot. He does that now. Yeah, that's a new dog thing. He just like
Wow.
scratches the ground and then he lays there. I don't know
I
why.
feel it. Anyway. Yeah. Shard secretly goes into Sam's jacket.
Yeah.
And so, Transformers, overall, the very first movie, it's a solid 6.5 for me. Like, I feel like they
I thought we were rating at the end. I feel like it's a lot of pressure to give that I have to give a rating right now.
Get your boy.
I don't want to rate. I just because I thought we were gonna rank them at the end.
Yeah, rank.
I don't want to have to remember my rating and then put it against my ranking.
Okay, whatever. Can't remember 6 things.
No, I can't. We're gonna talk about there's a lot going on in this Transformer universe. You said you wanted to deep dive.
Not too much.
Oh, okay.
So then, speaking of jackets,
Mm-hmm.
go to the second movie.
Oh well, you have to at least say at the end of the first movie, he makes a call out to Autobots to come to Earth because Earth is home.
I don't even know if he says all that.
Yeah,
But he
he
does
says that.
call all the Autobots.
It's one of it. It's his
Right.
outro monologue.
Right. He calls the Autobots. And so in the new movie, Revenge of the Fallen, 2 years later.
In the new,
which-
you're gonna say that every time.
Yes,
In the
because we are on a time machine.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my
Going
bad.
through time.
I forgot. I forgot about the time machine. Yes, we're Revenge of the Fallen.
They didn't forget. They all have their seatbelts on. Nice. Thank
Click.
you for having your seatbelts on. Anyway, the new movie, Revenge of the Fallen. This movie, I'm going to forgive it. You know why?
Why?
Because this movie was made in 2 weeks after the writer's strike.
Oh wow. They don't know yet because we came back to the present. They don't know
Right.
what's going on.
Right. And so the spoiler alert for the future. The first writer's strike happened 2 weeks into production of this movie, and it ended 3 weeks before it was supposed to be ready.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
And so the writers were able to get the general concepts of what was supposed to happen, like the big plot points, but they weren't able to like melt it together.
Like do dialogue.
Yeah, basically.
This is the one that has the big explosion, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The world
that's like
record
the big thing
explosion.
in this movie.
Right.
The
And
biggest
so,
explosion with humans in front of, or the actual actors.
we have to get through this part before we get to the plot, so it's going to be a little out of order. That's why in this movie we go from Sam being with that girl and Megan coming back to him on an operating table with the Decepticons to Optimus being dead in 19 minutes.
Whoa.
19 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
from point A to point B on this train. It's because of the
So
writer's strike.
in this one, the Fallen.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you knew that. You died.
If I
couple times.
This is Revenge of the Fallen. Is that what we're on?
Yes, Revenge
So
of the
this the Fallen is that's reference to the Fallen Prime. Is that what? Okay, yeah,
So,
the
yeah.
bad Prime.
So he was a prime, and they were scavenging the universe for empty planets to harvest for Cybertron. So they had the sun harvester, and they did, and it took the energon to.
Converts sun energy to
Yeah,
energon.
right,
That's
so they
important.
I was gonna say something crazy. They would harvest the sun and turn it into energon for Cybertron, and the Fallen was like, bruh, these little things are like not even the size of my toes, and you want me to care about their lives?
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna kill all of them. And the primes were like, no, that's stupid. We have a rule against planets with life. No matter what the life is, we have rules, guy.
Yeah, we're
Right.
primes.
Right? Yeah, prime.
Get it together, bruh.
And the Fallen was also, unfortunately for them, the most powerful
I
prime.
know that's the funniest part. Like it takes all the primes
Right,
to
they
like
all-
lock up
they all They all
the
commit
key.
not suicide. They all commit sacrifice
Yeah.
to lock the Fallen away from his body. I guess I think
Yeah.
is how it works.
And then they hide the
Matrix of leadership
yeah.
within themselves. Right?
rider strike, everybody.
All
Rider
9 of them
strike.
sacrifice themselves.
Because one dude.
Yeah.
What was
He
the point of having 10 guys?
Right? He's just that powerful.
And one dude got 8 other guys be like, I can't trust this Fallen dude. He was
Right.
already called the Fallen before.
Right? He's just him, you know? That's all. The Fallen is him. Anyway, so we get to the actual movie, and this movie's opening it's chaotic.
Yeah. Is this the
And
one where like he's trying to get a job and
No,
then
that's
she
the third
works?
one. That's the third one.
Oh.
We'll get there.
Oh, this is college.
No, yes.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't start in college.
Oh, this one has that
starts-
really outrageous Decepticon.
Yes, this one starts with a chase. And it starts off, you're chasing this Audi, right? Or does it fall out of a plane to start? I think the first scene is humans, and they like jump out of a plane into this battle. I think. I don't know. I don't know what the opening scene is, but that's not the point. The first scene that matters is them chasing a Decepticon through the city, and we get introduced to one of our first new Autobots. They introduce all of them with this scene. Crazy enough.
Oh, this is where that in this opening scene we're already pandering to China because it takes place in Shanghai.
Yeah, Shanghai.
And then you get the little motorcycle guys.
Yeah. So
That's not Mirage though, right?
no, that's RC. So you get the RC twins, which they all have names in every other continuity of
Except in this one.
of the Transformers universe. But then they're like, Michael Bay is like, nope, RC triplets.
He's like, it's too
they're
much.
all RC.
Make it simple.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait for that explosion.
Right. He was like, this part is boring. Let's just get through it. And then they're all chasing, and then we get to the two racist robots, Mudflaps and Skids.
Yeah.
They're introduced in the scene because they're a dog. You know how stupid this sounds? They are a joint ice cream truck.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're racing through, and this joint busted ice cream truck cannot keep up with the Audi R8. I don't know who sent them on this mission, but they should be fired.
The Autobots are always, they never have really good people.
Right? And so that leads us to where we are, because we did get a good person in this movie, Sideswipe. Sideswipe is a Corvette Stingray.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so his legs, or his feet, are his wheels. I don't know why it took the Autobots so long to think of that idea, but he's fast. So he's chasing Homeboy around the corner.
He's like, just leave him on.
Right?
Just leave him on. Don't transform him.
He's racing around the corner. And then this is one of the like best kills in Transformers history, but it also doesn't make sense. Because the dude they're chasing, his name is Sideways.
Mm-hmm.
No creativity.
Sitting sideways.
And Sideswipe basically jumps over him and throws one of his swords into the hood of this car and slices said car in half, killing the Decepticon. But why didn't he just transform?
Sometimes you can like one shot a transformer, and then sometimes like their arm is ripped off and they're still fighting. Sometimes you can run your fist and grab their spark and rip it out, and sometimes you can just punch them endlessly.
Like, but
Power
specifically, why couldn't he just transform? Like, I'm not talking about when the sword is in him, because most of the time the sword is the chest area.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. That's would be where his spark is. Blah blah blah. But any other time, you know, when he was on top of you, you could have slowed down and transformed and tackled him, because we've seen that scene before.
Yeah.
But he just
There's always flipping and transforming. Like,
right. Anyway,
he just wasn't a good transformer. That's why he died.
Just wasn't him. And then Optimus jumps out of a plane, because I don't know what kind of, I think it's a crane. There's some kind of big body Decepticon that has one wheel on the bottom and one wheel up top, and he's like a damn unicorn. No, not a unicorn. He's like a unicycle.
Yeah.
If you had two unicycles on top of each other with a head in the middle.
Dios mío.
Put it on the screen. Bam. If you can do that still.
I don't know if I can.
Well, anyway.
Who knows who has that power?
Just think about in your head while you're two unicycles stacked on top of each other with a guy's head in the middle and big old arms, right? Look. Oh. You know who he looks like? Imagine if you combined two Geodudes with arms.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you have the arms here and the arms here, but instead the arms are like this and like this on the bottom, and then you still had arms. Right? He's like Geodude. Anyway.
Or that's more of a Machamp. Because he has 6 arms.
No.
And he can do one.
No.
Or not Machamp. What's the third one?
I know what you're talking about. But no. No, that's not.
But anyways, keep going.
And
we haven't even gotten to the plot of this one.
Right. We are in the plot. This is the opening part. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is they battle throughout the city. This is the first of many cities that gets destroyed by the Autobots and the Decepticons. And they chase him off this highway. And Optimus throws him off the highway. And then we get the ominous scene of, "This is not your planet to rule. The fallen shall rise again."
Oh, yeah.
And Tyrese, of all people, is like, "That don't sound good."
Tyrese just in another franchise, just trying to get a check.
Oh, Tyrese, we needed to know that. We needed to know that doesn't sound good.
The human characters have to say something. They have to say something.
Right.
But this is non-writer strike. This is the best they got. So in this one, we have the secret military organization, and this is when we have. Is this no? We don't have humans working for Decepticons yet. That's the next one, huh?
Next one.
But let's just talk about the most ridiculous concept for a transformer. And if they just had this, they should have just took over the world. The transformer that can turn into a young female.
Oh yeah, right.
It's like breaks all the rules.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing?
I don't
We're
know.
wasting a lot of time.
And the thing is, we don't see that ever in the
Ever
whole movie.
again.
We don't ever see it again.
It's bad
So
writing.
It's
That's
just like sway how,
completely convincing.
right? Like nobody even thought anything about it,
We don't even know how far that relationship got, to be honest.
right? We don't know anything.
Yeah,
about
we don't
it.
know anything about it. They left that out. They didn't make they didn't try to hint at anything. But how does that work? How does that work? And why wouldn't you just kill the president and then turn that transformer into the president and then just start making policies where like to
Right.
just and you just take over the
We're
world.
creating an alliance with the Decepticons and their leader, Megatron.
Look at him. He's at the White House. He's a great guy. I swear. Everyone calls them Decepticons, but they're great guys. Some of them are bad.
I think you just broke the brains of some people because we're in 2009.
No,
So
it would
they're-
take that long to like get it going.
No, but I'm
like
just
it
saying,
takes like 3
we're
presidents.
in 2009.
Uh-huh.
So someone out there is
Oh.
like, why is he pretending to be Donald Trump?
Not if they watch
don't
The
e-
Simpsons.
They don't even know. Oh,
Not if they watch The Simpsons.
anyway, basically, the Simpsons are right, but everything. Okay, that's all you need to
Yeah.
know.
And so this one, it culminates in a trip around the world, and they end up in Egypt.
We forgot something.
What do we forget?
Optimus dies, bro.
Oh yeah, he dies. But don't worry, he always dies. He just died in the last movie too, didn't he?
No.
He died. We just said in 19 minutes. Sam's on.
No, that was this is
Oh,
that
we're
movie.
still on that movie. Jesus
Yes.
Christ, we got to
Hasn't
keep
been
it
that-
pushing.
That was the first thing I said about
I
this
know.
movie.
I know, but I forgot. I thought we were on the last movie. Okay,
Lord.
so yeah, he dies.
So
but
he dies. He gets.
know,
You know
Transformers
how
die.
in shooting games it's like a 1v1,
Mhm.
then it's like a 2v1, and then it's like a 3v. Yeah, he gets like what do they call it? He gets third party.
This isn't the one where is this the one that's like in the forest?
Yeah,
And-
that
oh
battle.
yeah, that's a good battle.
He fights all 3 of these Decepticons, kills one of them,
Mm-hmm.
rips Starscream's arms off, and is about to kill him. And he was gonna kill Megatron in this fight, bro. I promise you, Megatron got saved by him getting distracted by trying to find Sam. Sam is the op for real. But yeah, he would have killed Megatron, and then Megatron kills him. And then the humans and the Autobots are just kind of running around like chicken with their heads cut off. And
Yeah.
then we get to Egypt.
Yeah,
And then there's the biggest explosion ever.
yeah. How do they bring? Oh, the leadership. They find the matrix of leadership.
Yeah, Sam does. That's how they bring Optimus back.
Optimus comes back. Optimus gets wings,
Yeah, Jetfire sacrifices himself
Yeah.
after getting attacked by a scorpion.
and then we have Devastator,
yeah.
which was like kind of wasted, I guess. It was kind of cool, but
like, it wouldn't have been nice to see him fighting.
you know, we get to see him twice. We get to see him in this movie, and we get to see him in the ride at Universal.
Oh, yeah, right? 2 times.
This amazing character that takes like 5 Transformers to make.
This
And-
is the origins of, what do they call him? What do they call him? Murderous Prime.
Oh, I'll murder you.
Because in this last fight, skipping till the very end of it, right?
Mhm.
He is fighting Megatron, cuts his arm off with his
Yeah.
Energon sword, breaks his other arm to point the gun at himself, and then shoots Megatron in the face with his own gun, knocking half his face off. He don't care if he died. And then the kicker on top of all of that is that wasn't enough. He took these jet engines that he has, and he flipped them around and shot Megatron with the jet engines.
They were just being way too much.
He was trying to
what
kill
is
him.
what is Optimus? Is he a peacekeeper or is it the Terminator?
He's both.
like Optimus doesn't just want to win; he wants to humiliate you.
And the thing about it is that if like the writers weren't there, they could have really flushed out this idea of like him, because this is a very drastic change from Optimus in the first movie when
Yeah.
he fought Megatron.
He's like a
Of him
peacekeeper.
getting
like,
driven to this point to where he's doing this, but it just happened so fast. Especially because Optimus is on screen for like 45 minutes of this movie because he dies halfway through. Right? So he dies and then he gets woken up and he's like, I'm going to kill you.
He's seen some stuff on the other side. He went to Cybertron hell, and he's like, "I'm taking you there."
Right, and then with the Fallen, this
Yeah.
is what you were talking about. First of all, he slashes his face sideways, takes like his face off, and then he grabs this Optimus Prime fist right here and puts it through his chest, grabs his spark, crushes it in his hands, and then pushes his lifeless body over. It's like, bro.
And then he's like, "Job well done, everybody."
Right, and then I think
we are Earth's protectors.
says
no wonder the humans betray you because you're terrifying.
Right? He says the corniest line I think we've ever had in a Transformers movie. He says, "I rise and you fall."
I rise and you fall.
Right? It's like writer strike. Right? It's like
Writers are important, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. This character is the Fallen. Optimus kills him. What do we say? Think about it. Think about it. Let's put ideas on the
Michael
wall.
Bay, just tell him to say, "I rise and you fall."
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an explosion there. Don't worry, it's gonna be dramatic.
Right. So that's the second movie. The what going into the third movie? What do we know? What do we need to know for the third movie at the end of this movie?
I can't remember what the last monologue is.
I don't think there's anything that
I think they're just standing in the desert. There's like little Sam with Wiki, and then there's Big Prime, and they're both just kind of standing there in the sunset.
The only thing we need to know is that Optimus did indeed not kill Megatron. This is the beginning of Megatron's bitch arc.
But he didn't die in this one. Does Starscream die?
No, because at the very end, after Prime sends him into the Pyramid of Giza, basically, Starscream flies up to Megatron, and he's like, it's not all bad being a coward. At least you survive.
Oh, man.
And then they both fly away. Right.
Because Decepticons usually can fly, because they're awesome.
Yeah, for some reason. Right. So going into the third movie, in real life, this is when Megan Fox finally had enough of Michael Bay and his pervosity.
Pervosity, that's a new word. The algorithm will catch that one. I just
invented it right now. Right, she finally had enough.
Yeah.
And so I just found out a couple weeks ago that she quit like 2 months before the film was supposed to come out.
So what, they refilmed those scenes with that other girl?
Yeah. So that's why this random character
just comes in.
Well, not just that. This random character is like in charge of all these cars and is talking to Megatron crazy, stuff like that. It's because it's supposed to be Megan. They wrote it like it's Megan, and they didn't change the script. So this random girl just comes in,
empowered,
and just wanting to be around all these cars, and she's like not a shopkeeper. What is she? She's some important role with a Mercedes dealership.
Yeah, like
a really fancy one, and it's like, oh, okay, kind of weird, but whatever.
They just brought this model girl in, whatever.
It's supposed to be Megan, which makes you understand what the role was supposed to be.
Well, okay, there's two stories. There's the story that she quit, and then there's the story that she was talking a lot of shit, and Steven Spielberg, who's friends with Michael Bay, seen it, and he said, fire that girl.
Oh, no, that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
But she was right about what she was saying, and Michael Bay used Steven Spielberg as a scapegoat.
Steven Spielberg just seen her talking shit about his friend who like put her on, and he didn't know everything.
Well, no, Michael Bay just said, "Oh, Steven told me to fire her, so I did."
He used that as a scapegoat.
Yeah, rather than just saying that he fired her. Right, and so this movie, we get this weird thing of Sam being down on his luck, not being able to find a job, which by the end of the movie means absolutely nothing. Because he's dead. Also,
we're also changing human history again. The space race.
Oh yeah, the NASA space race. Transformers.
Transformers. The Ark landed on the moon. They all seen it, and they raced to get to the Ark.
They wanted to know what was in it. Unfortunately for them.
And this is also the start of the relationship between Decepticons and humans.
Yeah. Apparently, it's been going on for a very long time.
I forgot what their stupid little thing is called. Like I forgot. There's like an acronym or something or some type of.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that part of the whole movie. So, anyway, we get that part, and someone said I saw a meme about it, and someone was like, imagine spending your whole life training to be an astronaut, being one of the first men to be on the moon, and then them asking you to be like, hey, can you be yourself in this movie, and we're gonna kill you in 10 minutes. Right, so the plot of Transformers 3 actually has a pretty decent twist in it. Writers.
Yeah.
Writers coming back. Am I
Yeah,
right?
actually, it's not that bad.
Am I right?
And one of the cool things is they brought in a sci-fi alum who was like decades in the sci-fi world, Leonard Nimoy, which was at the time was a big deal that he provided his voice
Who
for it.
was he?
He played a character called Spock in Star Wars
No,
or Star
I'm
Trek.
talking about who was he in this movie?
He was the mentor guy.
No, Sentinel?
Yeah, he was Sentinel.
okay.
That was
So-
that was like at the time that was a big thing.
Anyway. So, yeah, we get two twists in this movie. So, the first twist is that they're doing the whole first part of the movie for the Autobots. The only part that matters is that they're trying to get Sentinel Prime because he's the key to what the Decepticons want,
Yeah.
which is the space bridges. He knows where they're
Yeah, the
at.
space bridge.
So they rescue him, they're escorting him, and then they get him to the place and they're like, protect Sentinel, protect Sentinel. And then he's like, yes, you're right, I am the key. Pew pew, kills
Betrayal.
Ironhide. Right? Kills Ironhide, which is like a fan favorite character to this point.
That's cool. That's cool that they just get rid of somebody who we
right,
like.
right, just shoot him. And it's so dramatic because it's not just like he dies. He shot him with a rust cannon. So they pan over his face, literally falling apart into dust. Yeah, it's pretty
Sad.
graphic.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie to you.
It's a kids movie too.
Yeah, exactly,
kid movie.
right. And so that's the first twist. And then the humans are very upset at this point. They're like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah, come on, guys. Like, you guys really fucking things
Right?
up.
Like, what are we doing? And so they exile the Autobots because they're like, you know what? And this is very human logic. It makes no sense, but they want to do it, so they're going to do it. They're like, big bad alien guy named Megatron. If the Autobots weren't here, they'd just leave us alone, right? Because what are they? Like,
Hopefully,
for what?
they won't want to terraform our planet.
Right? So we're just going to exile the Autobots, and then Megatron will follow them. Yeah, exactly. So then the Autobots...
We forgot the guy. The reason why it's such a big betrayal that Sentinel betrays everybody is because they use the Matrix of Leadership to bring him back. Like, it was like a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. And he's a Prime.
Yeah, he's
That's
a
why
Prime.
he's a
So
Prime.
like Optimus like really loves him.
Yeah, that's...
They got a lot of bro love.
Right, that's Optimus's mentor. And then, yeah, he stabs him in the back. And we get to the end of the movie.
Which is sorry for Chicago.
Right, rip Chicago. So they're trying to bring Cybertron back with the space bridges. And they're going to basically combine Earth and Cybertron and make Cyber Earth. With the Decepticons as the leaders and humans as slaves.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been that good as slaves.
Right.
Like, it's funny because they're like, if you like think about it, right? Cybertron is a completely like metal. There's no organic material there. They don't really eat. So like to bring in a slave force that like you have to like house and eat and like maintain some type of like atmosphere that they don't die. And then how many humans does it take to, what are we building? We're building
and that's
buildings.
the other part. For buildings for 20 feet tall things.
What are we?
It's like-
What do you mean? What are we doing?
Like their resting form is a vehicle.
Like, are we changing oil? Like, what are we doing? Like it just wouldn't be a good idea to make humans just slaves.
And it seems like you'd get the job done faster if you just had
More machines.
Transformers doing the
Yeah.
because they're already tall. You can build,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can have bigger bricks that way. You don't have to have human-sized bricks to build all your buildings.
How many human-sized bricks does it take to build a Transformer house? That's what I would like to see what a Transformer house looks like too. We've never.
Right.
That's like there's so many things on Cybertron.
Someone needs to just do a Cybertron thing.
Do they just go home? Do they have wives?
I feel like these people who make the Transformers movies don't like money.
Yeah.
Because you know how much money a Cybertron-based movie would make?
And it's like, just make it animated. Don't make
Yeah,
it realistic. Just make it
exactly.
animated. What do you? Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
it was
diverge,
very
but
much
it's just so
necessary.
annoying. Like,
Right. Oh, so we get to the second plot twist of this. and Tyrese and Sam Witwicky are about to get killed by a Decepticon. And then out of nowhere, it's very dramatic. This is a very dramatic scene when you're first watching it. Out of nowhere, you see a big ass shell just pop in, boom, ba boom, ba boom, and then you're like, "What the hell was that?" And then you hear Prime, "We will kill them all." And you're like, "You died." Oh yeah, oh yeah. So they exile. Hold on, pause.
Go back.
Go back 5 minutes in the movie.
We're time traveling.
They exile the Autobots, so they're going up into space, and then Starscream comes through and he shoots down the plane or the shuttle. He destroys the shuttle.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, because that's part of the organization that is working with the Decepticons.
Yeah,
and it was all a trick to kill all the Autobots.
Yes, but the Autobots, and then in every Transformers movie that we skipped this part too, there's always a talk. And it gets everyone up to speed on what the final fight is going to be for. And we get introduced to these three new amazingly artistic characters called the Wreckers.
Oh, yeah,
the Wreckers
yeah.
are based off of stock cars. And it's because it's lore. They just love NASCAR. And so they're like, we're going to be stock cars. And everyone's like, okay, bet.
All right, do you guys do what you do.
Right. And so Sam Witwicky, he's like, what happened to the ship, guys? The guys were on the ship. And the Wreckers with the Scottish accent that I'm going to try to do, and I'm going to butcher it, but it's okay. He's like, the ship. We were never on the ship. And then we get this whole monologue of like, we knew that the Decepticons were trying to kill us. We never got on the ship because we knew that Megatron would stop at nothing to get his goals. This and that. What are we going to do? So we're going to infiltrate Chicago, and we're going to shoot down their barriers, and we're going to take it back.
We're going to take it back.
Right. And so we get this whole
I'm really
fight
mad because I cannot find... There's like... I cannot find the name of the... They had an organizational name that for the people who work for the Decepticons, and I cannot find it.
I feel like I'm going to find it in like 1 second.
Find it in 1 second, please.
Okay, bet.
Who gets murdered?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, in this movie, Murderous Prime is dead.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a thing anymore. Until he kills Soundwave very, very brutally. Rips out his eye, shoots himself with his own arm, shoots the space pillars.
Now that's a move that he does, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's his favorite one.
I'm gonna shoot you with your own arm.
Yeah, he's lit, right? And then we get to the last fight, and Optimus loves Sentinel so much he doesn't even want to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, Murderous Prime could take him out in about 20 minutes, right? But this Optimus wants to save him, so Sentinel gets the drop on him.
The Matrix of Leadership like made him young again.
Sentinel?
Yeah. Or was he always just kind of powerful?
Yeah, he's a Prime. So Transformers,
Okay.
I don't think they age that way.
Okay.
And so yeah, Sentinel rips Optimus's arm off with this sword.
Oh yeah.
So we get one armed Optimus.
Which like doesn't even like hesitate. Like he still fights.
Yeah. And then
no oil shooting out or energon or whatever is in their blood.
Get to Optimus. Sentinel's about to kill Optimus, and then Megatron comes in and shoots him in the back about 10 times. Pretty lit. Saves him. At the end of it, Megatron asks Murderous Prime again the stupid question of, besides Prime, where would you be without me? Or what would you be without me? And this is the quickest kill I think in Transformers history, and it's Megatron, and it doesn't make any sense. But Optimus simply says, you know, it's time to find out. And he puts his little face mask up, his shiesty on, and he throws his axe at Megatron's chest. And then gets behind him, puts it in his head, and rips his head off, spinal cord and everything, and then just throws it down. And is like, yeah, job done.
Murder complete.
And then he takes...
They don't call me Murder Prime for nothing.
Right? And then he takes Sentinel's shotgun and shoots him in the head with it.
And this is in the beginning scene, he has his wings, but he loses them, huh? Because is it in the battle? Isn't like his like trailer come?
Yeah,
like,
he has the trailer, and that's where he puts the jet stuff.
And that doesn't really help him.
Yeah. Well, he uses it until this fight.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know why he would take it off.
I would want to fly. It seems like
right. Yeah,
you'd have the advantage.
for this flight. It's still stupid.
Obi-Wan
plot,
Kenobi. I have the high ground. Okay.
right, plot armor. He takes off his jet fire stuff before he fights Sentinel. Stupid.
That don't make no sense.
And then we never see it again.
Yeah,
And
I guess
then-
it broke.
So that's it for this movie.
I think because there's more I want to get into this movie, and I don't think we're gonna have time because I want to get into the new characters that they're putting out, and I want to get till there's some more broad strokes. So I think we're gonna have to part 2 this.
Part 2.
Yeah, where we'll talk about this movie and then we'll start our ratings and everything because
I agree.
I don't want to rush because now I got we're deep into it and yeah. So I think what we'll do is we're gonna film a part 2 later this week and the first one will be out and. Then it might end up being shorter. It might only be like a 30-minute episode.
I was gonna say it should just be. I think
we did have and I already was looking up our other topic because we were gonna talk about experimental hip hop things. And we got fucking transformed out.
right.
So I think we'll have to
So
do
I think you should just split it at the 3 movie mark. Not even get into the trash mark.
Oh, okay. Just start the first 3. Okay, and then we'll cut it and then. All right, we're gonna be splicing and dicing this podcast together because it ended up being way more than we thought it was gonna be. But I mean, it's a whole 8 or 7 movie series now. So
if you think about it, an hour and a half. That's only like 15 minutes per movie. It's not even that bad.
If you look on the movies online, I think people do hour retrospects on each one. So.
Yeah, right. So not too bad. All right, well, I guess there's not even an outro.
Yeah.
Is there an outro?
This is we'll see you guys later.
Right.
We'll see you guys later. We'll be
Bye.
back. Adios.
That's hilarious.
I know.